So, my family and I have had COVID 3 times now, and I was never really intending to shoot a video on this or share this publicly. But what we've come through on this experience is something I think that needs to be shared, and it's one of the reasons this weekend I put out a podcast that, once again, I wasn't sure I was really going to release and give some thoughts on, but it's something that I want to share. And the reason I want to share it is because of the work of two individuals in particular. One is the work of Jordan Peterson, and the other is the work of a guy named Donald Miller. We, having had COVID 3 times, has made life incredibly hard. I spent the first round of COVID. I had it actually for 8 weeks long. I was hospitalized. I had some severe brain trauma that happened and continued to affect me for almost over a year. And having that happen to me was incredibly hard and difficult to go through. And then this past Christmas, we got COVID for a second time, which was very emotional for my children and very strenuous on our family because of the previous instance that we had experienced. And then this past week, we got the third strand, the Omicron strand of COVID. And luckily, throughout the last 2 times of having COVID, I was very nominally affected. I did have to take one day off of work, mainly because I had lost my voice and I wasn't able to make phone calls, so I didn't think it was fair to work that day. My wife has had it pretty rough. She had more of the hard effects of it being like a really bad flu. My kids have just been sluggish. We're all fine, and that's what's most important. But throughout this process, and I mentioned Jordan Peterson and Donald Miller in this, I've been reminded of the fact that life is hard. Life is difficult. There is danger in life. There is always struggle. And to think anything other than that is just to sort of put your head in the sand and pretend like the world isn't a very dangerous and place of struggle. And one of the things that Jordan Peterson teaches is that we ought to stand up straight with our shoulders back and face life as it is, difficult, a struggle, hellish at times, and something that we need to realize is going to be hard. But if we stand up straight with our shoulders back and take it on as a challenge and as something that can be struggled with for good outcomes and good purpose, it's something that then can be used to fuel a life of meaning. The other person, Donald Miller, talks about how we're constantly faced with things that very easily could turn us into a victim or a villain. He is an author and has spent a lot of time thinking about refining stories and how do you work through the struggles of storytelling and the struggles of life. And he talks about the fact that villains, victims, and heroes all confront the same challenges in life. It's in their responses and their actions that they change who they are in the story to become either hero, victim, or villain. And throughout this process of COVID, I've been faced with the fact of whether I'm going to take on the hero role. Am I going to take on the victim role, or am I going to be villainous in it? And villain really has never been an option. But the mindset to want to say, I'm a victim of these circumstances that have engaged me and my family has been a strong one. And yet, I've realized that in order to truly fulfill my role as a productive husband, father, and somebody who wants to be a productive team member to a group of people doing purposeful work, the victim role just doesn't work for me, and it doesn't work for most people. You have to take on the hero mantle of the person who's going to stand up with their shoulders straight, or straight. They're going to stand up straight. They're going to put their shoulders back, and they're going to try to do the best they can. And I'm not editing this video because it's a real video. It's going to be some just real thoughts. But if you have faced struggle, if you have faced things that are hard, I want you to realize you're not the only one. We all go through this. You can't judge your success by somebody else's success, and you can't judge yourself by other people's Instagram photos or Facebook posts or videos on, YouTube. You can't judge your success by anything other than what you do with what you're given. And if you take up what you're given, no matter how hard it is or how easy it is, you have to pick it up and do the best you can with it. And that's the only thing that you're ever called to in life, is to take what you're given and do the best you can with it. And I have tried to produce some content recently around those thoughts of, doing the best you can, improving yourself, growing yourself, whether it's professionally or in life. And it really comes out of a shared story of what I have learned over the past 2 years and what I want to share. So I'm going to link a post to the podcast that I have done. If you're interested in listening more about sort of meaning in life during struggles, I did a podcast about Viktor Frankl and what he sort of has taught me and where I think meaning truly should come from. And you're welcome to visit that. If you want to comment below, you're welcome to do that. I'll respond to anybody who comments. And I hope that me sharing my story will be helpful to you and wherever you're at in life. And if you want help with something, if you think we could be of use to each other, whether it's personally or professionally, I'm open to helping whoever I can, because at the end of the day, I want to add value to people, and I want to do that professionally, and I want to do that personally. And no matter what circumstances I've come out of or you've come out of, that's all we can try to do, is to add value and to better each other's lives. So that's what I wanted to share. I thought, that's something that might help connect us a little bit better on these social media platforms that we're using. And if it's been helpful, certainly feel free to give it a like. And if it's not, please be kind and, just move on to the next video that hopefully will give you better insight and value into whatever you're doing. I hope you're well. This is Brandon Ives. Take care.